My last question, is it good or bad to give this animal a sausage? Okay, now I I'm gonna finish my questions. Think about llama. Based on my questions, you might have some ideas about llama, right? So this way, your students also can find out information about llama. So this way, you can make your students inquire about llama, and then they have some product, some knowledge about llama. Okay, so based on my questions, you can inquire like this. You also prepare some questions and ask them, then your students gonna have more inquires. Okay, let's go to next inquiry-based teaching method. I'm going to do paper airplane competition with you. What you need to do, make an airplane that can fly farther. Okay, so do your best to develop your own airplane. And then take a picture of it and post it on our discussion 3. Um, Once you fly your airplane and then show the distance, how far it went. If you cannot show the distance because it's too far, then you can just put your measurement on discussion 3 of our Blackboard. Okay, so later I will check your whole our class results, and then I'm gonna let you know who's the winner. Okay, so try to do your best to make your airplane fly farther. Um, when you fly your airplane, please uh, try to do this inside your house or some inside, because when you have an airplane outside, then of course there's a lot of air flow, so your airplane gonna not not stable, right? So of course inside the house there's just some airflow, but it's a little more calmer than outside. So try to do inside or in school. Okay. All right. So I guess you might take like 20 to 30 minutes to make this work. I'm so excited about your final product of your airplane. All right. Now, when you done making your airplane, you need to discuss with your students what kind of thing they need to consider in making the airplane fly further. Of course, how to throw your airplane is very important. Depending on the pose or the snaps of your hands, it can go further, right? And then of course inside the airflow also very important, and also the airplane itself, um, very important. But the most important thing is aerodynamic, because your airplane need to be in the air. When the airplane flies in the air, it's gonna have a lot of air pressure, right? Up and down of the airplane gonna have some air pressure, right? Like this. So when you think about aerodynamic, the air gonna go over the airplane, and some air gonna go under the airplane. And when you have this shape of upper shape of the airplane is round, then the airflow gonna very smooth, right? So this upper part's gonna have less air pressure than bottom, right? If the bottom has um, uh, not round, it has, then this bottom one gonna have more pressure, right? So when you have round shape upper here, then less air pressure this airplane gonna have, and then bottom gonna have more pressure, air pressure, then it's gonna lift the air. Okay, so of course it's up to you. um, if you want to have upper parts more smooth, so the airplane can be lift, and then if you want to have the airplane more stable inside the air, then upper and down can have the same amount of air pressure. But again, um, and also if you want to have this airplane stable inside this air, you need to have balanced weight. Okay, so if some part of this gonna, some part of your airplane is heavier than the other, then of course the balance is gonna fail. So the airplane gonna go down. So think about the balance of the airplane and also this aerodynamic. Okay, so again, once you do this airplane competition with your students, then of course at the end you need to discuss about aerodynamic. Okay. So I just showed two different inquiry-based teaching. When you go to classroom, which way you want to do it? You want to ask a question so students find out some um, answers, or you just at the beginning you just give one question so students explore more about it and then find something. Which one you like to do? Of course, both are great inquiry-based teaching methods, but there's some pro and cons. Especially the second one, you ask just one question, make the best airplane that can fly further, right? And then students gonna look for website and discuss together so they find out the best airplane and then try and then modify again and try. So until they find out the final product, it might take like forever, right? But of course, um, their learning is more fun and strong, right? So the second method is we can call as free discovery method. Free discovery. So of course, free discovery method is very ideal. In science teaching, in science education, free discovery method is very ideal, but it takes so much time and materials. So when you want to do this in school, you might need a lot of time and materials, right? Um, I made this straight line, and the other side of this free discovery we can call expository. That means only teacher gonna give the knowledge, um, to students. So students just sitting in chairs and just to listen. So just from one way, from teachers to students, um, knowledge gonna transfer it. Students do not do anything at all. So it's called expository learning teaching. But these are extreme case. Nowadays, a lot of national science teachers, education associations, or organizations, um, they emphasize in the middle. Try to do between free discovery and uh, expository. Okay, this middle we can call guided inquiry. Um, just like we did in at the beginning, the first method is called guided inquiry. You, teacher, is invisible. In that guided inquiry, teachers are just a guider. They are not at the center. And this activity must be done slowly to give students to reconstruct. Um, the main goal of this guided inquiry is for students to construct their own knowledge, right? So uh, you need to give them some time. They need some time. Think about um, Piaget's theory. When students want to construct their knowledge, it takes some time.